Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Citizen Promaster Dive Automatic, and the part number for this is NY0155-58X, and there's some other numbers after that too. I'll leave all that information in the description, but this watch was kindly lent in by Saltzman's Watches, and there is a 30% off discount code, WTW30. I don't get any commission from that. It's just appreciation for you guys watching the channel, and again, appreciate Saltzman sending this over. So that would be 30% off of this $695 price. So like I said, I'll leave that in the description below. It's not just this watch, it's all of the Citizen Promaster Dive Automatics. So the original version of this watch was launched in 1989, and the serrated bezel was inspired by the Fugu. I don't know why I said Uru. Fugu, which is the Japanese name for pufferfish. So this one is black. It has ion plated stainless steel. You can also call it PVD, which is, I think, physical vapor disposition or something like that. Yeah, it's very interesting, this watch design. I like the serrated bezel. It's actually pretty easy to grip. I thought it would slip a little bit, but it's super easy to grip and turn. And the bezel action is great on this. Really no back play, and it feels really solid. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So normally I'm not a fan of PVD coated or DLC coated watches like this, but with this greenish yellowish full lume dial, I think it looks good. It looks really sick, actually. I mean, it's a cool looking watch, and it does have a sapphire crystal. As I mentioned, again, it's stainless steel, which is ion plated. The bezel insert, however, is aluminum. Yeah, everything's just black. I mean, except for these pushers on the side for the deployment clasp, and these portions of the clasp are stamped. In stamped clasp, I have no problems with this being stamped. I've worn watches with that portion being stamped for years, and they're very comfortable on wrist. I don't really understand why a lot of folks want this to be milled, but it doesn't really bother me either way. There are 2 micro adjusts on here, so not quite that many. Kind of an interesting clasp. I've not seen this clasp design before, but it works. This is an ISO rated diver, to 200 meter water resistance. And there is the Fugu, again, Japanese name for pufferfish. So that's very cool. Hopefully you can read the back here. Can't really read it with the way the camera's set up. I'll leave that up to you guys. You can pause it and read the case back. So it does have this 8 o'clock crown, which is signed and of course is screw down. I don't know why the crown's at 8 o'clock. I think I would get used to it. You know, I would prefer 4 o'clock crown. I almost consider this like the evil twin of the Seiko SKX or something. The case is kind of similar looking, and the crown being offset just reminds me of the SKX. But here's a side-by-side reference here. I think this one's a little bit larger, but it's hard to tell with the black. My eye doesn't quite pick up the outline of this watch as much as stainless steel. I would always prefer a stainless steel watch. I think every watch in my collection is stainless steel, but got the Submariner on today. But I like the way this looks with this full lume dial. I think it looks very neat. So let me know what you guys think of this watch. As I mentioned, full lume dial, sapphire crystal, aluminum bezel insert, ISO compliant, 200 meter diver. It does have the 8204 Miyota movement. I was looking online, and one website said that it has been discontinued, but this is a new watch, and I've seen a couple websites that say this has the 8204 movement, which is 6 beats per second, a 42-hour power reserve, it does hack, it does hand wind, and it does have the day and date there. Hopefully you saw that before the minute hand covered it up. But yeah, Sunday is in red there. Actually, you know, let's move the handset and let's look at the days of the week. I can't remember. I think someone in the unboxing said it's Italian, the second language on here. So let's check that out. I don't know if that's Italian or Spanish. I guess that would be Italian. Very interesting. I never had a watch with the second language on here being Italian. Why did I say B? Sunday. I'm getting a little distracted here. Sorry. Let's see what this one says. Oh, hopefully you can see that. I guess I wasn't zoomed in very close. You get the handset out of the 10-10 position. Yeah. Alright. Let's quit playing around with that. Let's screw the crown back in. Put it to 10-10. Yeah, you can kind of tell it's going to be a full lume dial because these other indices are blacked out. And then 12, 3, 6, and 9, you do have lume at those indices. And then, of course, the hands are lumed. And then you have the lume pip up there. The lume on this is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out with the Submariner and the SKX. We'll have all three of them side by side here. Okay, let's go over the dimensions. So I measured the center link to center link here, since they are fixed male center links, 53.9, so quite large. You'll see it on my wrist here in a moment. And then lug to lug, the actual watch case, 49.9. Case diameter is 44 millimeter. The thickness is not really that thick considering it's an ISO rated 200 meter dive watch. I measured it at 12.6, but again, that is a flat sapphire crystal and not much going on the case back. So 12.6 millimeter thick. 20 millimeter lug width. It's a little interesting. I figured with a watch this size it would be 22. But it does give a unique look to these lugs here. Kind of has this nice shoulder to it. So that is 20 millimeter. And it does taper down to 18. With all the links in it, I weighed it at 171 grams. That is solid end links, solid links. Clasp will be a little bit lightweight, but the bracelet itself is quite solid. And these are push pins. I did not size the bracelet. This watch is in on loan, so I won't be sizing it, and that's why some of the plastic is still on here and the hang tag. So, but we'll get it on wrist here and see how it looks on my wrist. I already showed it next to this one. Look pretty similar in size, but of course the lugs are a lot shorter on the SKX. It's just hard for me to tell with this being a black watch. Everything just kind of blends into me. And since I have this one on, we can show these side by side real quick. And the lume, can't wait for the lume. This one's 41. I never actually measured the lug to lug on this. I'll have to video this one day, but I'm sure there's about 1 million Submariner videos out there. Okay, let's pause. Oh no, I can put it on wrist. Can't forget to put it on wrist. And I have not actually put this watch on upside down, which I thought I might do. So there we go. I have a 6.5 inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband. So this watch is overhanging my wrist a little bit, but It curves down, so it's not really that noticeable. Let me know what you think about this watch size on my wrist. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Here's a look from there for the thickness. Alright, let's zoom out, and then we'll check out the lume. That'll be the highlight of the video, I'm sure. The lume on this thing is amazing. Actually, I should compare it to... Maybe I'll compare it to another watch in a different video. Okay, we'll pause the video and come right back with the lume. So of course the Submariner is on the left, Citizen's in the middle, star of the show. It's not quite as bright as what it is on camera here, but it's really quite bright by eye. And then on the right, the SKX 009, which normally has, well, it still does have good lume, but not as much compared to the Citizen in the middle here. You know, the Citizen handset's a little bit harder to see because it's backed up to a full lume dial, but it's not that hard to make out. So let me know which of these you think has the best lume. I think the Citizen perhaps clearly the winner here, but the other two clearly not slouches either. So that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for taking the time, and thank you for watching.